Since the first ceremony in 1929, 563 films have been nominated for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences' prestigious Best Picture Award. 92 have won as of 2020. Some nominees have been mostly forgotten.
Once I thought there could never be another man as fine and brave as your son. But I was wrong. But it wasn't for you either. It was for them. Somehow they seem to represent hope. Hope for the future. You're the past, I'm the present. But they are the future.
Others are remembered more than the actual winners. Like the victors, the nominees are a mix of the greats, the good,
Captain Hawkeye Pierce, I had a twix about you. It seems that you stole a Jeep up at headquarters.
No, sir. No, I didn't steal a Jeep. No, it's right outside, right there.
Oh, so it is.
the okay,
My name is Catherine Parker, and I'm an associate partner in mergers and acquisitions at Petty Marsh. And this woman is my secretary.
She's not?
Oh, no? Ask her.
You're not her secretary?
I can explain, Jack.
Oh, Jesus.
the bad,
What are they?
Seeds of the sacred tree. Very pure spirits.
and the downright horrible. And we're going to take short looks at all of them. That's 471 and counting. While this series will cover the nominees, my other Oscar series, And the Oscar Goes To, already discusses the winners. Without further ado, let's get started.
The nominees for Best Motion Picture are...
Until 1934 films were honored during the 1935 ceremony, the Oscars used a non-calendar year, and 2 different years were covered each ceremony. The first time out, the films were from 1927 and 1928. Only 3 movies that year were nominated for Best Picture, then called Outstanding Picture: Seventh Heaven from 1927, The Racket in 1928, and The Winner Wings, also 1927. This marked the only time the Best Picture nominees were all silent films. Seventh Heaven takes place in 1914 France as it follows financially poor Diana, played by Janet Gaynor, who's abused by her cruel, often drunk sister, Nana, played by Gladys Brockwell. After Diana refuses to lie to their aunt and uncle in order to live with them, Nana, in a rage, whips her sister out into the street, where our heroine is saved by a sewer worker named Chico, played by Charles Farrell. To prevent the police from taking her in, Chico, a cocky atheist who doesn't believe in fate, says Diana, an optimistic theist, is his wife, and he reluctantly lets her stay at his place on the 7th floor of an apartment complex. The two quickly begin falling in love. But World War I is on the horizon, and Diana and Chico's love may not survive the toll. I like Seventh Heaven's score, but it's sometimes too intense for what's going on. It's also scant, with too few compositions, and its overuse of the main love theme, which plays throughout most of the film. The adapted script by Benjamin Glazer is a good one, but not without its faults that may have been present in the play. The aunt and uncle are completely superfluous to the plot and serve only to get Nana angry enough to whip Diana out of the house and accidentally introduce our romantic leads. But this easily could have been rewritten to have Nana mad about something else. The aunt and uncle are just needless filler. Seventh Heaven drags a little for a half hour, during which our two would-be lovers develop their romance. There's almost no conflict. Dan and Chico just live out their lives in the apartment without much tension. But I guess that's fairly typical for romantic movie plots and their first halves, and the two are endearing and many an awe were uttered. But the script could have added more oomph to its storytelling. My biggest gripe is halfway through, World War I starts with no lead-up or foreshadowing. Going this route was a bad move. The film worked better as a small character drama, and throwing in something as large as the Great War doesn't mesh with what came previously. It feels tacked on. Most of these gripes are nitpicks though, and the film kept me interested in the budding love story and the cute, charming, and funny characters. Seventh Heaven, while essentially a drama, inserts comedic moments deftly and cleanly. Though maybe don't be so lighthearted movie while main characters are serving during one of the worst wars in history. The story constantly kept me guessing about how it would unfold. I thought multiple times that Seventh Heaven would go in many contrived and cliche directions, but it never did. 92 years later, the finale still manages to keep you at the edge of your seat as you await tragedy or salvation. Based on the popular 1927 Broadway play by Bartlett Cormack, who also co-wrote the 1928 screenplay, The Racket follows Chicago Police Captain James McQuigg, played by Thomas Mann, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, as he tries to rid the city of Nick Scarzy, played by Louis Walheim, a gangster who protects himself and his goons with the help of a crooked Chicago political figure, only referred to as the Old Man, the district attorney, and other corrupt officials. After McQuigg causes trouble for the crime boss one too many times, Scarzy uses his connections to transfer the captain to the country. McQuigg is resolute as ever to bring Scarzy in before the upcoming election, after which Scarzy's political cronies are only strengthening the gangster's power. With the help of two wisecracking reporters, played by Richard Skeets Callagher and Lee Moran, a naive cub reporter, played by John Darrow, and a female streetwise entertainer and singer, played by Maria Prevost, McQuigg hopes to find a way to take down Scarzy for good. Out of all the films nominated during the Oscars' first year, The Racket Racket is certainly the most fun. Seventh Heaven and Wings both have comedic moments, but they're primarily dramas. The Racket is technically a crime drama. Director Louis Milestone, who later went on to direct the 1930 Best Picture winner All Quiet on the Western Front, would direct a number of comedies in his day, most notably the Oscar-nominated films 1927's True Arabian Nights and 1931's The Front Page. Milestone brings his comedic sensibilities to The Racket. Mixed with what I'm sure was a slightly funny stage play to begin with, that means The Racket is never particularly heavy. It's instead focused on offering a light, thrilling gangster flick that touches on elements of corrupt government and police officials, but is otherwise just there to give its audience a good time for 84 minutes. Like in this scene where McQuigg sits down with Scarzy after arresting the gangster's goon, Chick. Mahan and Walheim are great as the leads, the latter stealing every scene with his thuggish, expressive face and playful performance. Our story is based on a play, so our locations are limited, but Milestone does a decent job of opening things up initially. About 30 minutes in though, we're almost entirely relegated to the country police station, which can be tiresome to look at after a while. I almost felt claustrophobic come the end of the film, wishing the movie would just go outside for a little bit. The Racket is regrettably difficult to find. It was thought lost for decades until a sole print was found in producer Howard Hughes' film collection after his death. In the early 2000s, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas partnered with home video company Flickr Alley to restore the film. Turner Classic Movies has since aired it multiple times since its TV premiere in 2004, the first time the public at large had seen the movie in many decades. While I'm sure film festivals have hosted it here and there, and I know the now extinct streaming service Filmstruck included it in its selection, The Racket has only been released on video once as far as I know. The 2010 DVD set, the Academy Collection, The Envelope Please, Volume 1, which featured a number of films nominated for Best Picture that lost out between 1928 and 1939. The set features solely public domain titles, and they apparently vary in sound and picture quality. From what I've read and the stills I've seen, the set's version of The Racket looks washed out and in rough shape, with a sizable and noticeable watermark always present in the lower right-hand corner. So maybe just catch it on TCM when you can. But if you somehow get a chance to watch it, definitely give it a go. It's not a particularly meaningful film, and it'll probably never be listed among the great crime pictures, but it's a fun time and quality production that I've enjoyed both times I've watched it. The pickings were sparse during Oscar's premiere year, and admittedly the two movies that didn't win both have issues and neither are great. But if I were to pick one I liked more out of the two, it would be Seventh Heaven for its charm, suspense, and unpredictability. But another film, this one an aerial epic entirely dedicated to World War I, took home the big prize. Check out my review of Wings to see if the 1927 drama was worthy of that honor. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed all that. Please let me know what you thought about the review and the movie in the comments below. If you liked the episode, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. A link to my film blog can be found in the description below, and you can also find me on Twitter at CinemaPackRat.